Hello everyone, my name is Pacha and welcome to this bit of a special video today. We are not doing a speed build, we are not doing a showcase of anything I have built in Plan2. No, today we are answering questions. As you probably know, I ask you guys to send me questions about me as a content creator, me as a Plan2 player, me as a person itself, to celebrate the 1000 subscribers we reached here on YouTube. I think 2 weeks ago or so. And you guys followed my call. You guys sent me quite a lot of questions, actually, more than I expected. And first of all, thank you very much for that, for sending me all these questions, showing the interest in me as a person or as a creator, and wanting to learn more about me, as a person. And because there are so many questions about different topics, I decided to divide these questions into 3 categories. So the different sections, if you want to call it, will be me as a content creator, me as a Plan2 player, and me as a person, as me in a private life, in my personal life, in my outside of YouTube life, basically. And that's how I sorted these questions. That's how I decided which questions I will answer. And yeah, we will go through these questions. I haven't prepared any answers whatsoever. I just will answer them as I read them. And you will notice here and there that a couple people have wrote multiple questions, actually, because when I asked for questions, I didn't expect these people to write more than one question, but apparently some people just needed to know a lot about me, and so you will notice a couple of different names that will repeat over this video over here. And I don't also know how long this video will be. As I said, I will divide or make timestamps for this video according to these 3 sections, so content creator, Plan2 player, and me as a person. So if you want to look into one section specifically, you can click on these timestamps in the video down below. And before we start, I just have to say thank you so much for all the support and for all the love you give me, for all the subscribers, all the likes, and all the comments you provide under my videos. And thank you very much. Without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to do it. And I highlighted a doe, apparently. No, it's gone. So let's start right into the first section, or in the first category, which is content creator. And we start with a question by my dear friend Topes, who have with me on this journey for quite a while now. I think since I started doing content for you guys. And his first question was, what was unexpected but highly rewarding when launching and growing your YouTube channel? Now, before I answer that, I should probably give a bit of background, because not everyone knows my YouTube journey. I started doing live streams on Twitch, I think around the Australia pack release, so around 2020. And I started doing YouTube in February of last year, so not that long ago, actually. And since then I have been doing streams, videos, and all that kind of stuff. And to answer the question, what was unexpected but highly rewarding, of course should first say the huge positive response I got from you guys, from my viewers, over on the streams and on the videos, about everything I did. But the huge positive response, the nice comments, the help, the ideas for what I could do better and could different in doing my content. So that was really cool to see that not all of the internet is doom and gloom, basically. But what was the most unexpected thing, I think, was what happened last year, so not long ago, when Frontier themselves offered me early access to their upcoming DLCs and packs. I mean, it even started before that, when I got my first gifts from my first presents from Frontier that they sent over to me, like the nice vinyl yeah, recording of their new Planet Zoo album or other stuff that you see on my social media accounts. So getting this feedback from the creators of this game that I only play on this channel so far, getting this feedback, this positive feedback, and seeing that they are supporting me was something that I didn't expect it, and yeah, just told me that I was doing the right thing basically. Yeah. Now we have a couple of questions by Piotr. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. He asked 4 questions, all in the content creator category basically. And his first question is, why do you like Jaguar so much? Or did you just randomly choose that as a profile picture on a Discord name? And you may know my profile picture is a black Jaguar, and I also kind of think will use this question to also answer the reasons behind my name, Pachacamac. I think this has a little bit to do with each other. So Pachacamac, some people might know, but it's a little bit of need to know stuff. Is the Inca god, so of the Inca civilization, god of creation and world creation basically. And this name I had way before I started going public and in content creation. I have in my early gaming days, because I always liked to play creation games, sandbox games, all that kind of stuff, city building games, and so this name of a god of creation kind of fitted that direction. And the Jaguars, because I'm very interested in South America, in all the tropical areas there, and all the fauna and flora in South America, and as also I'm a little bit of a cat person, so to say, and jaguars are for me are just this magnificent king of the jungle of South America, this huge pile of muscles and other sort of stuff, and they always fascinated me. They are one of my favorite animals of all time that I have, and since this was the reason my interest in South America, my South American basically username and sort of stuff, I kind of accidentally went to having a jaguar as my profile picture, and I just googled one day when I was searching for a new profile picture, and I found this one that you now see all over my social media accounts, and this is how I stick with it, how it got stuck with me, and how it is now, until now. Next question, also by Piotr, as I said, is what made you choose Planet Zoo as your main form of content? And kind of to do with how I started doing content, and this was with doing live streams or streams over on the Planet Zoo Discord when I was still was a member there, and from there it went over to Twitch and then over to YouTube, and it simply happened. If I would have started on a different Discord for a different game, I would have probably played this game, but since I started with Planet Zoo, and Planet Zoo is I think one of my all-time favorite games in the world, which I will also play long after its lifetime is gone, and maybe even when Planet Zoo 2 arrives, who knows. Since this was my most favorite game, and this was the community I was most into, with knowing members and such and knowing other people, it kind of was the reason. This is what kind of was the reason why I choose Planet Zoo as my form of content, because I started with it and then I stuck with it. So pretty easy answer, long answer, but pretty easy in the end. And the next question from him is, will you do other games or forms of content in the future? And this is now, as I said, no prepared answers here. Maybe, big maybe. I have thought about doing other forms of content. Just I also play a couple different games from time to time over on Twitch. But stuff like Jurassic World Evolution 2 is something that interests me. Not as long as Planet Zoo, but it's still a nice game. And I think once Planet Zoo's lifetime is over, once we get the last DLC, I might do other games. I might do different things. I also thought about playing Anno 1800, which is a city building game, if you don't know it, and maybe so far at the moment as we speak I don't have any plans for other games apart from Plan Zoo, because it is what I like, it is what I love, and it is what I can best do content in. But I wouldn't say no to maybe other games in the future, like Jurassic World Evolution 2 or Anno 1800 or other forms of creative games. And actually also the last question in the content creator section is, what do you think, also by Piotr of course, what do you think of your journey to 1000 subs? If you could do it again, would you do things differently? Short answer, I think not. My journey to 1000 subs is still unbelievable to me, because I would have never thought that I would reach 1000 subscribers in what is for me a very short time, without doing any major promotion or such. I mean, I promote my videos on social media, but I don't buy subs or something like that. I don't bought marketing or advertisement or something like that. So all the subs you see are by you guys who love my content. So it was an incredible journey, and if I would do things differently, I don't know, maybe I would not stress myself that much if I would do it again, because especially in the beginning, which you also can notice in some of my older videos, you can notice that I'm sometimes a little bit burnt out, as I'm sometimes not as motivated to do videos. And if I would do it differently, I would say I would tell my past self to just relax, and you don't need to reach a certain milestone in a couple of hours or weeks or something like that. Just do what you like, and then the subs will come, because this is what I noticed when I started doing a little bit of a more relaxed approach. And yeah, this is, I think, something I would do. I mean, also small things like how I cut my videos, how I do promotion and such things, screenshots, everything like that. These are small things that I don't want to address or go into details that much, but just more relaxing. Just go with the flow. And if it takes you 5 years or 10 years to reach 1000 subscribers, who cares? I mean, as long as people have fun, it's not. You shouldn't do YouTube just because you wanna reach as many people as possible in the shortest amount of time. You should do YouTube because you enjoy doing YouTube and you enjoy doing what you do. And this is something I would do if I do differently, if I would have the chance again. But yeah, we are now in the question section about me as a Planet Zoo player. And the next two questions, actually, because they have the same subject, are coming from Caustic J 3312 and Zoo M. And Caustic J asked, what's your favorite in-game animal and why? And what animal would you like most to see in the game? And Zoo M asked, what animal do you most wish for to come to Planet Zoo? And this answer the first question, what my favorite animal is actually pretty good that we are here in my South American section, because there, right, it is the main wolf, which came with the Grasslands animal pack and which are very loud, I have to say, is among my most favorite animals that we have in the game. Simply because how it looks, how realistic it looks, all the movements and animations are just amazing. And of course there are a lot of other animals that I really like and love in the game. Of course the jaguar, because it's my profile banner picture. The pygmy hippo is just adorable, same as the red panda. But if I would have to choose one animal that I would want to keep in the game, others would have to go, then it would be definitely would be the main wolf. And I was so happy when they added them. And the other part of the questions, basically, what animal I would like most to see in the game, if I could, wish for any animal. It is hard to answer, because we are at a point where we have a lot of different animals, a lot of different options from all categories in the animal world, basically. And if I would have to choose one, because there are a couple I still would like to see in the game, but if I would have to choose one, I would say it would be the coati, either the white-nosed coati, or I think the other species is the black-nosed coati, simply because they are such an iconic South American animal. You find them in so many zoos, even in little animal parks around here in Germany, and they are so adorable. So if I could make a wish list and could add one animal to the game, it would be the coati. The next question comes from Carly Stewart 1178, and they asked, I'm 100 hours into Planet Zoo and definitely not utilizing all the hotkeys. What's your favorite less used hotkey? And first off, I would say, don't worry, Carly Stewart. I'm over 2,000 hours into this game, and I'm still not using most of the hotkeys that we have in the game. But one that comes to mind when we're talking about less used hotkeys would be the align to surface hotkey. If we click on a object that we want to place and we click V, we can activate align to surface, which is something that I never use really in the game. I should use more often because it is really helpful to do that. But yeah, this would be my choice for the favorite less used hotkey because it is really helpful and I definitely should use it more. Next question by Piotr again. Where do you get the inspiration, motivation to do your builds? And I think I already talked about this a little bit in a previous video, and I also talked about making a video itself about inspiration, getting ideas or stuff like that for this game, and I'm still thinking about making this video. But to keep it short and answer the question is, my inspiration for the game is seeing real zoos in real life, going and visiting real zoos and seeing what they do there, and then getting inspired to do the same or trying to do the same in the game to achieve that level of amazing builds and amazing nature recreations for animals, and especially because I really love animals and seeing animals in the wild and in zoos. And motivation, of course, one motivation is to give you guys a video every week. This is one major motivation to do these builds. Otherwise, of course, creating stuff that then animals and other people like guests in the game can interact with is something I really enjoy. Also seeing creations by other people around the world, like in the wonderful Bro Nation Discord, where amazing creations are posted every day, and this really motivates me to also create stuff that other people can enjoy, and especially that creating stuff that people can enjoy is something that really drives me forward into making everything. And as I said, inspiration, I think I will make a video about this, but inspiration sites like Zoolax or Google Maps, where you can look into zoos, but also just googling zoo exhibits and videos on YouTube by Just Gorong, for example, really gives me a lot of inspiration. Next question by Mr. Gecko, amazing creator who also created this truck over here and this crate for me. He asked, how did you get into Planet Zoo? Have you ever been a zoo nerd, or did you start with Planet Coaster, or was it just a fun game or something else? And how do I get into Planet Zoo? I was always a big zoo nerd, even as a kid. I mean, who wasn't happy when the parents took someone to the zoo? I was always loving to go to the zoo, and I started playing with games like Zoo Tycoon 1, Zoo Tycoon 2, Wildlife Park and such things, and also then later Jurassic World Evolution, all these park management games, park building games, where you can create exhibits for animals or dinosaurs or something like that. So I was always happy to play zoo games, zoo management games, and I played Planet Coaster. To answer that, I played Planet Coaster, but not very long, because I'm not really a theme park guy. I was never really to a theme park. I hope I can go to one in the future, but I'm not really that much of an enthusiast for theme parks. So I still played the game, but not really long. I think only 50 hours or so. Then I got really bored with it. Sorry for that. But and when Planet Zoo arrived, which was really like the new invention of Zoo Tycoon, my all-time favorite back then. It was really like a dream coming true, and that's why I'm still sticking and going with this game after all these years. Next question, also by Mr. Gecko, is what is your proudest build? And I would say we are standing in front of my proudest build, or proudest selection of builds, because the whole South American area that I'm building right now in Raven Creek, I think is one of my best builds that I did so far. It's one of my most recent builds, and I don't know if the guys are stuck or why they don't come over here. I have to check that later, but yeah, this whole South American area, which was inspired by Zoo Leipzig South American area, will I think be my proudest collection of exhibits and builds once it's finished. And yeah, I really love how it turned out. I really love how it develops. So if I would say my proudest build is definitely this one. And maybe there will be one in the future that will surpass it, but we have to see. So far, it's this. And the last question in the Planet Zoo player section by Zoo M again is: what is your biggest tip to building realistically? And I already made a video about that, which I hope I link above in the info card, where I gave you 5 tips about building realistically. And but to keep it short here, so definitely give it a watch if you want some more in-depth tips. But some small infos I can give here is definitely use plants and foliage native to the area your zoo is in. Don't listen to what the game tells you, what the animals like. Don't care about that. Plant foliage coverage in this game doesn't really have an impact that much on the happiness of the animals. So definitely go with animals or with plants that the animals. Definitely go with plants that are native to the area zoo is located, which already gives a huge bonus to realistic exhibits. And otherwise, so the simplest tip is to look at real zoos and see what they do. See how they do their paths, how they do their layouts of their exhibits or zones or trails, and try to recreate that. Always, think about backstage areas, so where the animals would go at night or during an emergency, for example. Include big enough backstage rooms for all your staff and for food preparation and that kind of things. Think about safety for your guests, so make sure the guests can't get too close to the animals, can't disturb the animals or touch them if that should not be a thing. And yeah, I think already having the right foliage and backstage areas can make a huge difference to how your zoos look. Also the size of exhibits, because why would you make a 2,000 square foot exhibit for one meerkat or for a group of meerkats? It just is overdue for them. Make your exhibits the right size. Look at how big the animals in game, and then decide a reasonable size or amount of size for your animals to give them enough space. And I think these small things that in the videos I talk about a few more, but these things really can help to make your zoos more realistic. So now for our last category, which are questions about me as a person or questions about real life. We are here back in Wa Jamila, and we are standing in front of my latest exhibit that I built here, which is the cheetah and black rhino habitat. And the first question that we want to answer here is actually a question that came from a lot of people, because Owen Lewis 8983 Topes, Mr. Gecko and Zoo M all asked, what is the zoo you would like to visit in the future? Specifically, Topes asked if I could only visit one zoo, which one would it be? And Mr. Gecko asked if I have a top 3 of zoos I would like to visit, and if I could visit any zoo in the world. And I think we will first answer what are my top 3 zoos in the world that I would like to visit, and then I will pick one of these zoos. If I could only choose one, I will pick one of these. And my first pick for these top 3 zoos in the world would definitely be Zoo San Diego in the USA. I think all of you guys here have at least heard from San Diego Zoo, because it's, I think, one of the best zoos in the world. Number 2 would be Zoo London in, of course, UK, which is also a very old and known zoo. And the last one, I think, would be a German one. Would be a German one. I think would be Tierpark Berlin. I was very happy and lucky to visit Zoo Berlin, a different zoo, just a couple months ago. But Tierpark Berlin, I would love to visit at some point in the future, just because I had heard so many great things about it. And picking one of these 3 zoos is a tough choice for me. But personally, I would say if I would have to pick one of these, I would pick San Diego Zoo in the USA. Just because, yeah, it's one of the best, apparently best zoos in the world. All things I have seen from the zoo are so magnificent and spectacular. And I never have been to an American zoo, so if I would go to an American zoo, why not go to the best one that is out there according to the public opinion? So yeah, this would definitely be San Diego Zoo. Would be the zoo I would love to visit at some point in the future. Right, next question comes from my good friend Fodor, and he's asking, what's the best thing to get at a good traditional German bakery? Oh well, I think I would have to divide this question into 2 parts, one for savory treats and one for sweet treats. If we are speaking about sweet treats, there is, I don't know the English name for it, in German we call it Vanilleplunder. It's basically a sugary dough that is filled with vanilla pudding, which is such amazing if it made right. And for a savory treat, I would definitely go for really good German bread, fresh and warm from the oven, and then cut and with some nice things on top of this bread, making a nice sandwich out of it. Not a white bread or anything, like a really good German bread. This is on a good Sunday morning or on a good morning at any time. It's just the best. So yeah, either this vanilla bakery thing or good German bread. That I think nothing can top that. Topes was asking. Now we can get a couple questions from Topes. Who is your favorite Planet Zoo streamer or YouTuber? I think we can answer both questions. So YouTuber and streamer. For streamer, I would let's start with YouTuber. Why I'm thinking about a good streamer that I would love to see. But YouTuber, I would definitely have to say Im Sweat SVED on YouTube or Mr. Goron, because they are such amazing creators, and Im is such an awesome and nice person. Even aside from YouTube, when I talk to him on social media or in Discord or something like that, he's always such a nice person with always giving great advice and such. So Eben would definitely be my number 1 favorite YouTuber, and I think for Planet Zoo streamer, I would pick Digital Blob. We didn't know each other for that long, but since we know him, we have a good connection, and if he watches this video, he knows that I still owe him a picnic at some point, and we will make that happen in the future. But yeah, he's an awesome person, and if you have the chance, check him out. I think he's starting to stream again until recently, so definitely a good thing to check his franchise zoos that he's doing over on Twitch. Right, where would you go on holidays is what Topes is asking. And this next question, Top's asking where I would go on holidays, and if I could choose, this is something my girlfriend and I have planned for a while, or dreaming of for a while, would be a nice little hut on a Swedish fjord or Norwegian fjord, because I'm not a huge fan of warm temperatures, but a Swedish fjord or something like that, or a nice lake somewhere in Scandinavia, where just us two would just be a lovely experience. Just us two on this lake or fjord, and then enjoying a few weeks there, a few days, just in silence, with developed in or surrounded by nature. So that would be really cool. And the last question by Topes is, which zoo would you never ever visit? Why? And this is a hard question, because for once we mostly know about good zoos, we know less about bad zoos, because good zoos get more press, bad zoos, nobody really wants to talk about them. So I don't know that many bad zoos, and I also think that it still is good to see those bad zoos, just to know how much better good zoos are. So this is a very hard question, and I know I remember from my childhood that I was in some zoo in, I think, Czechia, or in one eastern country, which was just, from my memory, awful, because they had really had these old style, really tiny tiger cages, and they are big cat cages, really only small cages where the animals were running up and down. So that zoo, if I could remember which zoo it was, but otherwise, I would not pick a zoo. I would pick more of an general animal place, and I think it's called an aquarium. Is the one, and maybe you have heard about it, in the Grandview Mall in Guangzhou in China. Maybe you have seen it, the pictures of a polar bear in a mall. It claims to be an aquarium. I think it's one of the worst places for animals. If you have not seen it, then check it out, or check some pictures out. Not go up there personally. The Grandview Mall in Guangzhou. This is really something where I would, feel just bad and sad for these animals. The polar bear that there is just suffering, and all the other animals too. And it definitely should not be a place for animals. And this is, I think, a place where I would say no, I wouldn't go there, even if they give me money for it. Piotr is asking, do I have any plans for the summer? And when this video is coming out, the summer is almost over. But if I talk about plans for the summer, we had some plans. We were visiting my parents again after a long time, where we were not seeing them. A good friend of mine, or my best friend, will be here when this video goes live. He will be visiting us. My best friend from my childhood, from my school time. And otherwise, I'm just enjoying summer. It wasn't really a summer this summer. It was very rainy here in Germany. Very lot of bad weather. So just enjoying some time, some me time, some gaming time, some time with my girlfriend, but not any big plans. The next few questions are by Mr. Gecko, and his first question is, what's your favorite zoo? And I would say favorite zoo from the zoos I have visited myself. And there I have to say my favorite zoo would be Zoo Leipzig. You heard a lot about me talking about it. A lot of my exhibits are inspired by it. And yeah, I think Zoo Leipzig is just one of the best zoos in Germany. If not one of the top zoos in Europe. And they do so many things right. They do so many great things with their theming, with their animals, with the welfare of the animals. So yeah, Zoo Leipzig, if you have the chance, go definitely visit it. And yeah, this is my favorite zoo. Next question already goes in the same direction. What is your favorite zoo exhibit? Also Mr. Gecko. And there I would say it's Polaris, I think it's called, or Polaria, from the zoo in Rostock, another German city here on the east coast in the Baltic Sea. Zoo Rostock is also one of the top zoos, accredited top zoos in Europe. I think it was under the top 10 zoos in Europe, and their polar bear experience area is outstanding. I think it's Polarium. I think it's called Polarium. Num nums, exactly. Now the cheetahs get fed. Yeah, where they have polar bears. I think they also have penguins. And some other animals, also, yeah, a lot of aquatic animals, and this is really a very amazing experience. So if you also have time for that, why not also visit Zoo Rostock on the Baltic Sea? Then you can also visit our seasides. Oh yeah, this is my favorite zoo exhibit because it's how it's done, how big it is, how natural it looks. It's just one of a kind. Next question, Mr. Gecko, is: do I have pets? And no, I don't have pets at the moment. I had pets in the past. I had budgies when I was a small kid. I don't have them anymore. And for the future, we maybe try to get a dog. We are not sure about the breed yet. Maybe a border collie. Maybe a shepherd dog. Something big and fluffy definitely is something we want to have. So this is the plan for the future, getting a dog, but at the moment, no, I don't have pets. The second last question by Mr. Gecko is: any plans for the future I'd like to share with you guys? And any plans for the future, of course, would be making more amazing videos for you guys. And then, as I also answered a little bit in the other questions, maybe want to see what other content I can do. This is what other video styles or what other games I can do for this channel. We have to see how about that. And any personal plans for the future is, of course, I want to finish university soon and then work as a teacher. This will also be a great change in my daily life, and we have to see how this goes, how this fits with my YouTube story and my YouTube creation, stuff like that. I think these are the next big steps, and then of course, developing further my life with my girlfriend, our relationship, developing that further. But this is more of a private thing that I don't want to go too deep into just now, I would say. And the last question from Mr. Gecko is: do you have passions, dreams in life? And I mean, I think I sound a bit boring, but of course, having a family, having with my girlfriend at some point, having kids with my girlfriend at some point, having a good job, having a nice place to live is, I think, one of the biggest. I don't know what that was. Is, I think, one of the biggest dreams I have, or passions and dreams in life. And passions, of course, gaming. And I would love if I could keep up gaming even later in my life, with my job, with my children, with everything else that happens. Then, if I could still do gaming, then because it is just my hobby, it is how I grew up, and it is something that relaxes me, that gives me joy in my life. So this is really something that I love. And dreams, of course, getting Planet Zoo 2 at some point and getting birds and aquatic animals. If that ever will be a thing, we will see. And finally, the last question and also the last question in total comes by Mr. Zoo M, and he's asking, where would you like to travel the most? And I think, I answered this already. Yeah, where I would go on holidays, travel most. And I would say, if Scandinavia is not available, then I would really, really want to see Hawaii at some point, because it is just some of a dream vacation, at least for me, and what I've seen from various movies, TV series, pictures, documentaries, and all that kind of stuff. So seeing Hawaii, not really the touristy stuff, but more the natural stuff. Maybe get some countryside, getting to know the culture and the people there. Different would be also something that I would really love to see at some point in my life, if I have a chance to. And this exactly as she throws away the food, we also have to end the episode at one point. And I hope it was something that was a little bit different, but I still hope you guys still enjoyed this little Q&A. And no worry, the next video will be a normal Planet Zoo build again, with something in the zoo. Still, we are still not finished with the zoo, as this big empty space over here shows you guys. So next video we will be back to the usual video format and to the usual video making. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely, if you have more questions, leave them down in the comments and I will answer them there, if they are not too specific and not need too much to answer them. But if you have more questions, if you have more ideas, if you want to say something about stuff that I said, leave them down in the comments. I always look through all the comments that I get on a video, so your voice will be heard and your ideas and your thoughts will be seen by me. And while I'm not trying to select the plant again, I will want to wish you a great rest of the week. Stay safe, make some awesome things, maybe create some awesome things in this game or other games. Get out, get some great memories from the outside. Have a great time with your friends and family, and then I see you in the next video. And until then, I wish you a great time, and bye bye everyone.